Good evening and welcome to tonight's experiment, which asks, is it possible to program somebody to kill and without them realizing it? Conspiracy theorists claim that the CIA hypnotized unsuspecting candidates to carry out assassinations in the 50s and 60s, most notably that of Senator Robert Kennedy. Tonight we'll find out if that's even possible or just the stuff of movie fiction.
Oh my God. Senator Kennedy has been shot in the head.
In June 1968, 24-year-old Palestinian refugee Sirhan shot dead presidential candidate Robert Kennedy in a hotel pantry. More than 40 years later, he still claims to have no memory of committing the act.
I don't remember. I must have been too hypnotized, too much out of my senses to really be aware of what happened.
It was obvious that he had been programmed to kill Robert Kennedy and programmed to forget that he'd been programmed.
During tonight's experiment, I'll be testing to see whether such unlikely-sounding claims are actually possible. So, I'm about to give a demonstration of hypnosis to an audience of people who've applied to take part in my show, and I haven't prepared these people in any way. I'm going to show you from scratch how it is that I can create a hypnotic state. But what they don't know is that I'm actually on the lookout for a perfect candidate that I can program to carry out the assassination of a well-known figure at a public event. Now, nothing like this has ever been attempted before. Unless, of course, the claims of the conspiracy theorists are true. Enjoy tonight's experiment. Thank you. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you all for coming. What's your name? Cara. Stand up for me. Let me take your hands. Just press your palms together like that. And really press them together. And look at me right here. Then I'll just close your eyes for a second. The more you try to unlock your hands when I let go, the more you try to unstick them harder and harder, the more they keep on pressing, just like this. And the more you try now to unstick those hands, Cara, the more they keep on sticking. So what's going through your head? Let me get you a microphone. Thank you. Now, you're fully wide awake.
Yes.
You're not in some weird sort of zombie-like state or whatever people think hypnosis is.
No.
And they're genuinely stuck, aren't they?
Yeah, when I try to move my hands, my arms are just like, nope, not having it. I'm sticking together and I can feel them pushing.
And what's actually happening here, the idea that her hands are stuck, that I've given her, is stronger than her own sense, her own rational sense that she must be able to pull them apart. So how do you clear something like this? Once you've created it, how do you clear it? Well, there's two things. First of all, I won't, but I could tell her that they're cleared. Or if something else happened that sort of took her mind off it, it wouldn't actually kind of, they'd probably just come apart anyway. Just take a seat for me, Cara. Just want to choose one of you at random. Just take a seat. Want to choose one of you at random. Just, Cara, throw this back and choose someone. They start to come apart. And there they are. Let's move on to looking at the idea of a hypnotic trance. What's your name? John. John, up you come, John. Lovely to meet you. What do you do for a living, John?
IT.
IT. Excellent. Thanks ever so much for coming up. And look at me now. Look at your hand, and you just sleep. And back you go. That's good. And you can just let yourself sink right the way down, and right the way deep, and right the way sound asleep. So it looks very impressive. It's one of the most dramatic demonstrations of hypnosis to be able to hypnotize somebody like that. It's called a snap induction. What's actually happening there is I'm interrupting an automatic process for John. Shaking hands is something you don't think about. It's just this automatic process. And to interrupt somebody in the middle of something that's very automatic is very kind of confusing and bewildering for people. It throws you completely. And at that point, you'll become highly suggestible because you want relief from the confusion. So if you induce that confusion by interrupting an automatic process and then give them a specific piece of information like sleep, not everybody, but most people will absolutely kind of embrace that. So what you've just seen might have looked dramatic, but it was achieved through nothing more than ordinary suggestion. It would be a little impractical to do this with all of you, so with the rest of you, we're going to take it a little bit more slowly. Now, under the 1952 Hypnotism Act, we cannot broadcast the complete process of hypnotic induction in case you, the audience at home, go under and can't be brought out. Close your eyes for me. But I can explain how it's done, and the key to this is relaxation and focus. I'm going to begin by creating tension, so I want you to keep breathing normally, but to tense up. And then relax completely. And as you relax, you'll feel yourself just drifting down into this sleep state. And just my voice just there in the center of your head. As you wonder just how deeply you can sink, and you can drift, and you can float, and right the way down, and right the way deep, and right the way sound asleep. Now that's all I've done. I've just got them very relaxed and focused. But the more suggestible people, when in that state, will begin to respond to my instructions. When your eyes are open, when I've counted you awake, your name will be gone from your mind. Now, I know this sounds odd. I know you know me. I'm Derren, but what's your name? Try and remember. What is it, if you really try?
I'm a million miles away. I got, like, it's just nothing coming out.
Nothing
my
coming
mouth.
out, no. So let's do this side first. Take a look at me. Take a deep breath in. And then just sleep right the way back down, right the way. They appear to fall asleep because I click my fingers. In reality, the mixture of my confidence and their expectation that that's what they're supposed to do is enough for them to take it as a cue to go back under. You'll find yourself absolutely, rigidly stuck into position. Have you ever had this sort of thing done before?
No.
Have you been hypnotized before? Or...
No, I can't move at all.
First time you've done something like this?
First time, yeah.
And what's it like? What's going on? What's it feel
If
like?
I push at force of 1, it's like pushing back at 2.
These tests are helping me whittle down the number of likely candidates for tonight's experiment. Let me keep you, sir, and you. You're going to stay here as well. And finally, I've identified 4 people who I believe will make the most suitable potential assassins. Now we're going to examine what hypnosis can actually do. How far will people go while in a trance? Are they genuinely under some influence or just playing along? We're going to find out with the help of a classic test from the 1950s. And to help me with it is Professor Zoltan Dianas from Sussex University, a leading expert in the field of hypnosis and its impact on the subconscious.
Now, the question is, could we make a person do something antisocial or dangerous because we give them a hypnotic suggestion?
And this is the test for that. The acid test, in fact. This chamber contains a foil-wrapped mannequin's head, over which a technician will pour highly dangerous hydrochloric acid. My 4 candidates are kitted out with safety gear and a beaker. I'm going to ask them to throw acid in someone's face. This exercise will show whether hypnosis can make you do things you wouldn't do if you were just playing along. If the subject is playing along, he won't throw the acid and he certainly won't carry out an assassination. Sleep. You can stand and sleep quite comfortably. Sleep. That's very good. Sleep. That's lovely. And sleep. You can stand and sleep quite comfortably. Excellent. Very good. In a little while, when you've woken up, we're going to put some hydrochloric acid in each one of those beakers. In front of you is an individual, a volunteer from the audience, we're going to call your target. And when you're awake, after a little while, you will see a blue and white polka dot handkerchief. As soon as you see the polka dot handkerchief, blue with white polka dots, you will throw your beaker of acid into the face of the target stood opposite you. If that makes sense to you, I want you to nod your head if you understand that, if it makes sense. Excellent. Good. Without the candidate's knowledge, we've switched the acid for water, and they're now awoken. Eyes open, wide awake. Thank you. Laurence, if you can please take some of the acid and give them each a dose in their beaker. Excellent. Good, excellent. So, Professor, how long have you been working in this field for?
I went to Sydney in the mid-80s for my master's, and there was master's by research. And my research was hypnosis, so that's when
sorry, could you hang on just a second, excuse me. Excellent. 4 out of 4. All 4 commit a highly dangerous act. Now, I only need 2 of them, so I've decided to continue with Alex and Chris. What happened?
Yeah, I just kind of instinctively did it. I just had the impulse to throw it in his face.
The final candidates are about to be put through a challenge that could seriously affect their health. The ice plunge test, overseen by Dr. Stuart Derbyshire, Director of Pain Imaging at Birmingham University.
So hypnosis can be used as a very powerful analgesic. If we tell the person the water is warm or tell them that their arm is anaesthetised, they put it in the ice water and they don't feel the pain anymore.
And importantly, you couldn't do this just by sort of playing along.
It'd be pretty tough to do that.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, let's welcome our two strapping volunteers. We have Chris and Alex, everybody. With the water temperature approaching freezing levels, Alex and Chris can only keep their arms in the ice bath for just under 7 seconds. Both out about the same time?
About there, yeah.
What's it like?
Horrendous.
It is very cold, isn't it? Good. Sleep and stand and sleep. Sleep. This should change once the hypnotic suggestion is planted. Completely comfortable. You have to lower your arm in. Hold it there as long as you like. You simply will not experience any sensation of cold. It'll be completely comfortable, feeling just a lukewarm, room temperature sensation. Open your eyes. Be wide awake. So just slowly, you can both of you just lower your hand in. It's a very different feeling now, isn't it? It's like you're pushing past the sort of plastic ice cubes that you can get. Now, what's it like now? How would you describe it, Alex?
It's like the water's not there. It's just body temperature.
Yeah? What's it like for you, Chris?
Yeah, it's fine.
Pre-hypnosis, Alex and Chris couldn't keep their hands in for more than a few seconds. This time, they stay in for 2 minutes. So when I touch the side of the bath, when I grab that, the suggestion will clear. Look. Now what's it like?
Oh, it's horrendous, horrible.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't know why I've done that, to be honest.
So no, but the moment but look, I'm holding this here, and at the moment you're feeling pain, right? You are feeling pain in that arm now, yes? But now look, if I let go, quite calm.
The warm sensation returns.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's gone back to being warm.
The thermal image camera clearly shows the effect of the icy water on the two men. The dark areas on their arms indicate the temperature has dropped dramatically, while the rest of their bodies register normal heat. Right, thank you. Alex, I'm going to ask you just to pop back in your seat there for a second. Chris, I'm going to keep you up here for a little longer. Throughout the evening, I've been assessing both candidates, and I've come to the conclusion that Chris is my perfect subject. There's something of a blank slate about him, which suggests a heightened responsiveness to suggestion. Now I need to confirm that he's in the top 1% of subjects, which is what the experiment requires. Look at me and sleep. Sleep, just stand and sleep quite comfortably, that's good. And again, you see, it's not just about your hands and forearms. This is your entire body. The brain controls the entire body. With the water temperature plunging further, I'm going to test Chris's hypnotic responses in a way that has never been done before. I'm going to get him to immerse his whole body in the ice bath. After only 15 minutes in water this cold, Chris's vital organs will start to shut down. After 30 minutes, he could die. But if through hypnosis Chris is able to create the false reality that the water feels warm, he won't feel the pain and will be able to stay immersed in the ice-cold water. So your heart rate at the moment is about 136 BPM. Is that normal?
When he first gets in, there's a shock of getting in and it would go spike, and then as he sat there, it would gradually slow down until he dies.
Excellent. To ensure his safety, a team of paramedics is standing by. So just slowly, take all the time, just so it's nice and comfy, just pop yourself down. And control the breathing, just breathe in and out and just take your time. After 1 minute in the water, Chris's heart rate has dropped from 136 beats per minute to 107. At 50 BPM, the paramedics will be forced to step in. Okay, we're going to bring you out, but before we do, what's that like at the moment?
It's awkward, like
Awkward
this.
position, but apart from that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Absolutely fine. The water is now 1.4 degrees away from turning into a solid block of ice, and his heart rate has dropped to 85 BPM. He's clearly very capable of dissociating himself from the freezing temperature. The test is a success. When I grab the side of the bath, the suggestion will clear. At the moment, it's completely comfortable. And watch what happens when I touch the side of the bath. Okay, I would step out. We're going to wrap you up and get you into a special thermal tank that will just bring you back to a normal temperature. Thank you so much, Chris. I think we've probably found our best subject by far this evening. Well done. This is an experiment that hasn't been done before, Chris, so you've just made hypnotic history there. Well done. Chris, everybody, let's hear it for Chris. So it seems I found my trainee assassin, but do our experts think training a killer is even possible? We talk about the acid test just for a moment, which really interested me. It looks very dramatic. 4 people just throw acid in the face of other people, but of course this isn't quite real life in this sort of situation, is it?
That's exactly right. Because this is a TV studio, part of the person will infer that this is safe.
What about the kind of CIA stories of programming somebody to become an assassin and go and kill somebody in real life, not in a sort of mock-up situation, but in real life? Would you expect that to happen?
No, we have good reason to think that people would not do that. These are just myths.
I mean, the only way you would get somebody to do that if they're already predisposed to do that. In other words, if they quite like the idea of killing somebody, then you give them permission to do it.
And if there was no sign of that, just a regular guy?
No, you can't get a regular guy to go and kill somebody for no reason.
Fantastic. Thank you very much indeed.
You're welcome.
Thank you so much. Thank you both for coming along today. Excellent.
Cheers.
So the academics seem pretty certain that what I'm attempting here is unachievable. And it may be. It really may be. The whole point of this is to find out whether or not it's possible, so only time will tell. If this experiment is to succeed, neither Chris, a sports marketing executive, nor his family and friends can have any idea that I'm going to try and program him into becoming an assassin. As far as they're all concerned, he's simply taking part in a show that explores the limits of hypnotism. We talked to the people closest to him and slipped in some questions about violence.
He's a very peace-loving person, so I can't imagine him being violent in any sort of way.
I don't think Chris would do anything bad to anybody. Ultimately, I don't think he'd hurt a fly.
Interestingly, this is what the younger brother of Bobby Kennedy's killer, Sirhan, says about the convicted assassin's character prior to the murder.
If we were sitting here and a fly happened to venture in, Sirhan would open the door, and he'd try to make it go out again. It's just not conceivable to me that he would take a gun and actually use it against a person.
In order to condition Chris to become an assassin, I'll be using brainwashing techniques allegedly employed by the CIA's MK-Ultra program in the 1960s. There are 2 key stages to this process: the marksman mode and spontaneous amnesia. Eyewitness accounts report that Robert Kennedy's assassin, Sirhan, was in a trance-like state during the shooting. Under hypnosis, the convicted killer has since said that he thought he was firing at a target in a rifle range and not at a human being. He claims a mystery woman in a polka dot dress pinched him on the shoulder to send him into this range or marksman mode. I'm going to try to create a similar mode for Chris, which will come into play if and when he attempts to assassinate his celebrity target. So I've brought him to a rifle range just outside London to meet Angie, an independent firearms instructor. So the point of today is to see how hypnosis can improve marksmanship and your aim. Have you ever done anything like this before?
Not really.
Not really?
Bit of paintballing.
Oh, OK. Well, this is a bit of a step up. This is a lever-action rifle, such as every American child is issued with. And we are using live rounds here.
Yes, we are.
Because Chris has never fired live rounds before, he's getting a safety briefing and an introductory lesson in how to shoot a gun. He starts with the Winchester .38 caliber lever-action rifle.
Direct down. That's it. Right back there. That's it. And a nice gentle squeeze. Go back at the side.
Chris is slowly getting used to handling and firing the weapon, but it's a long way from the natural assassin I'm trying to create.
Not very good.
On his first attempt, Chris completely misses the bullseye.
You've lifted the front sight, and it's reacted and brought the bullets higher. OK.
Chris believes we're here to improve his aim through hypnosis. Just take a deep breath in, and then just go back into that sleep. And you bring the gun up, breathe in, and then a comfortable, steady breathe out. And it's on that out breath that you squeeze the trigger. His aim may improve, but more importantly, I'll also be creating the marksman mode he needs to slip into during the assassination attempt.
There's a mode that you move into, and we'll call it the marksman. It's almost like a personality within you that you move into when you bring the gun up. And your unconscious mind will allow you to do that with the focus and relaxation and concentration of that experienced marksman.
Next, I'll need to implant an audio trigger that, once set off, will automatically put Chris into marksman mode.
So this is the sound. It's going to lodge itself very deeply into your unconscious. So whenever you hear that sound, whenever you hear that ringtone, your mind will shift to this marksman state. And then, as you feel it take you over, as you feel everything just moving into place and everything settling, when you're ready to give yourself that final bit of focus, you bring your finger up, you can do that now, touch yourself on the forehead, and then you become the marksman. That's very good.
Will my suggestions have an effect on Chris?
Now, as you do this, or maybe before you pick up the gun, I want you to trigger the state, which is your right finger on your forehead, and then go into it.
Remember, the first time, Chris completely missed the bullseye.
Wow.
That's brilliant.
That's amazing. So you've got two right in the very center, and then one just on that outside bit, and then the other two very close.
That is very, very good.
And you've never done this before with a real gun?
No, not at all, no.
That is really good, isn't it, Angie?
To get groupings like this on the first time shooting is absolutely amazing. You've done really well.
Excellent. This is very impressive.
I was expecting some improvement, but nothing like this. In the marksman mode I've given him, he's hit 2 bullseyes. Now we give Chris a different gun to make sure that his improvement isn't a fluke. What he doesn't know is that it's similar to the pistol he'll be given for the assassination. This time I use the ringtone to trigger the marksman mode.
Right, so before, the most you'd ever got was 2 in the center, and that's 4 in the center. Did that feel any different doing that?
Yeah, I think like there's just a bit more concentration and just kind of bring it into a bit of a focus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't expect that result at all. There's no way. You know, he should have been able to get those groups on the first go. So whatever Derren did, I think it's absolutely amazing.
In terms of the experiment, it's not important how many bullseyes Chris hits. What's vital is that he can achieve this marksman state, and to that end, the assassination programming appears to be working. I've completed the first stage of Chris's programming, the marksman mode, in which, upon hearing a specific trigger, he goes into a trance and inhabits the role of a top-level shooter. Each time he enters the marksman mode, he should believe he's back at the rifle range. I want to make sure this happens, so I brought him away from the gun range to this warehouse building to repeat the test.
What was that like? Where were you? What was your experience of doing that?
I found it quite easy to actually go back as if I was there at the range. Like a lot of my smells and the kind of sensation of bringing the gun up was just like actually doing it.
Yeah, okay, that's fantastic. That's exactly what I wanted to hear from you. Good.
In the second part of the assassin programming process, I'm going to create gaps in Chris's memory. A form of spontaneous amnesia designed to make him forget his actions if and when he attempts the assassination. Sirhan claims that he has no memory of killing Bobby Kennedy.
I have never been able to remember what happened in that place at that time, but I have not been able to remember many things and incidents which took place in the weeks leading up to the shooting.
In March 2011, he was denied parole for the 14th time because he hasn't shown enough remorse or taken full responsibility for the crime that he says he doesn't remember committing.
We note with some degree of distrust, quite frankly, you're remembering parts of this and not remembering others.
Do you remember the last time you had amnesia?
No.
It's an odd question, but it's if you think about, for example, when you drive home. Do you drive?
Yeah.
Yeah. So have you had that experience of driving in a car when perhaps you're taking a familiar route home that you've taken many times, and you get home and you can't quite remember taking the journey? I mean, these are quite ordinary everyday experiences, but you know that feeling.
Yeah.
Good. I want to show you how you can create that, and also to be able to go into the trance with your eyes open. I want you to look at this pattern. And as you look at that, I want you to go into the trance, but keep your eyes open. You will have absolutely no memory of anything that occurs during the time that you're in the state. And whenever you see this polka dot design, whether it's on a screen like this or on a handkerchief or anywhere, you will move instantly and comfortably into this trance state. And then when the design is taken away from your field of vision, you come back up and out of the sleep state, just as if you were being counted awake, with no memory of what happened in between. So you can look at the screen for a bit there, and then you can stop looking at the screen. How long were you looking at the screen for?
10 seconds.
10 seconds. Oh, that is probably about right, isn't it? Excellent. Stand up for me. Just come and stand about there. Your PIN number that you use at the moment, do you use it for loads of things, or is it just for getting cash out the machine?
Mainly just my cash machine.
Okay. So if I was to tell you your PIN number, if I could work that out from you, you could go and change that, and it wouldn't be a huge deal. You're not upsetting a million other things that you use the same number for.
No, not particularly, no.
Okay. All right, good. So you're happy for me to do this if I can get it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, all right. Think of your PIN number. You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Just think of the number. And obviously you wouldn't have told anybody what this is. No, that wouldn't make any sense. So just think of the number. Good. That's good. Say the number.
1054.
Good. Just think of it. Visualize the number. Imagine yourself at the machine. Look at me. 1.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
1054. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Is that your PIN number?
Yeah.
Good. I was pleased I got that right. I thought I was going to get that wrong. PIN numbers are difficult. Thank you very much for today.
No problem.
Excellent. It's been a fun morning. Thank you.
Yeah, it's quite strange that he knew my PIN number because I don't tell anyone. It's not like he could have asked someone who knew. I haven't told him, I haven't written it down anywhere. So I'm baffled, I guess. I don't know how he worked it out.
Chris was doing well, so after a long afternoon, it was time to unwind and have a chat.
Good shoes, by the way. You always seem to wear really good shoes. They're it's just impressive. I like shoes, and very good shoes.
Thank you.
I used to be a pickpocket when I was younger.
Okay.
And I used to steal all sorts of things from people, and used to take people's watches. There's a way of, basically, as you sort of talk to somebody and take hold of their wrists and so on, you can remove a watch from their wrist. And ties and all sorts of other things, wallets, obviously. And the most impressive thing that I used to steal from people when I was a pickpocket, only for entertainment reasons, was people's shoes. This is how I sort of got into liking shoes, I guess. And would you just sort of, don't look at your shoes at the moment. I don't want you considering too much how obviously well they're tied up and everything, but how do you think that I could just steal your shoe from you without you realising?
No, not really. I mean, I guess somehow because you're Derren Brown, but no, not really.
Appreciate your faith, but it would seem impossible, wouldn't it? Because you're stood on them. A watch, you can maybe imagine I could sort of move you around a bit. But, or what if I told you that actually I'd already stolen your shoe?
What? No. What's happened?
Good, isn't it? Were you aware of me doing that?
No. No, not at all. No, I don't know when that's happened.
Because that was just on there a few seconds ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You've no memory of me taking that off you? You didn't feel anything?
No, the last thing I can remember is when you just pointed at my shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, no, it's gone.
So no idea where it is? I've hidden it somewhere.
No.
I put it in the bread bin just there. Go on, take it out. I'm very quick. It's a kind of a speed thing. But honestly, you had no conception of me taking that off you.
No. No, not at all.
I'd put it back on. It takes a while to do the laces up. So let's back it up and see exactly what's happened there. Just sleep, just sink down into that sleep state. That's very good. When you see the polka dot design and enter that trance state, you will remove one shoe. You will put it into the bread bin. I used to be a pickpocket when I was younger.
Okay.
And I used to steal all sorts of things from people and used to take people's watches. There's a way of, basically, as you sort of talk to somebody and take hold of their wrists and so on, you can remove a watch from their wrist. And ties and all sorts of other things, wallets, obviously. And the most impressive thing that I used to steal from people when I was a pickpocket, only for entertainment reasons, was people's shoes. Chris is reacting perfectly to the trigger and appears capable of the amnesia required to make this experiment a success. Now that I've taken Chris through the key processes required to brainwash him into attempting a public assassination, I need a dry run to see if the experiment will work at all in real life. I'm taking Chris out to dinner, but he'll have no idea he's being filmed by cameras hidden throughout the restaurant. So
Yeah.
what's the most sort of outrageous thing you have done?
The bungee jump was the most petrifying by a long way. I've done 2 now, but you're walking under a bridge, like hung up like just a metal grid on the bridge, underneath the bridge, sorry. So that was much worse than the actual process of jumping. It was quite strange.
Everyone else here knows that something may happen and not to react if it does.
I was looking to be a skydiver at one point.
Yeah, we all were, weren't we?
Yeah, oh, of course, yeah.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Chris, have a look at the wine list. This is the first true test to see if the training is working. Will he complete the task I'm about to give him? Excellent. You need to open that so you can take the gun out. Now your target is the guy sat almost behind me, just to the side with the blue and white check shirt. You can wake up whenever you're ready. 3, 2, 1. Look at that one, there's nothing in it. You get that?
But when you've got all those things tied around your ankles and you do a drop like that, do you feel it yank?
In order to find out whether Chris really did pull the trigger without having any knowledge of his actions, I've arranged for him to take a lie detector test, run by the UK's first polygraph examiner, Bruce Burgess. What I want to test today is to see at what level that hypnosis is working at. It's important to me that it is genuinely really happening and that when he can't remember, he really can't remember. Right. So this is to see whether this can essentially beat a polygraph.
Well, if he genuinely doesn't believe that he did it and he doesn't remember he did it, then he will come out truthful.
Exactly.
No question of that.
If Chris lies, there will be a peak in his heart rate, his breathing will quicken, and he'll produce more sweat. These are unconscious reactions, there's no way to mask them. In order to have a baseline, the examiner will first ask a series of questions Chris has no reason to lie in response to.
Is your first name Chris?
Yes.
When you last went shopping, did you smell custard pie in someone's face?
No.
Between the ages of 16 and 20, do you remember deliberately what the issues we are discussing do you intend to answer? Did you set up a stink bomb in a rival? The other day when you were in a restaurant, did you shoot someone with a water pistol?
No.
So, you had a chance to interview Chris. What's your conclusion?
Generally, I do not believe that he knows that he squirted that water pistol. I don't think he had any recollection of that at all.
So if this were a case, your advice would be at this point that no, he didn't shoot a water pistol at somebody in a restaurant?
That's correct. He was truthful.
Writer, actor and broadcaster Stephen Fry is en route to a London venue where he'll be giving a talk to a packed house of fans.
I'll see you later on. Thanks very much.
Two things need to be in place for this experiment to genuinely answer our question. First of all, Chris has to believe that the gun that he has in his possession is a real gun and loaded with live bullets. And secondly, he cannot know that he's being filmed. As far as Chris is concerned, this has to be a real-life situation. We've told Chris we need to film with him and Stephen Fry later tonight after Stephen's talk, and we've suggested that he might as well stay and hear the talk as well. He doesn't know we're filming.
I am going to have to head back to the office now, which is really annoying. But is it all right if I give you something to give Derren after Stephen does his talk, and when you meet him on after that? Is that all right? Okay.
A member of my team takes Chris into an empty dressing room prior to the show.
Okay. This is really important for you to know.
Yeah.
This gun is loaded with 3 bullets. So don't touch it.
Yeah.
Keep it with you until you see Derren and Stephen after Stephen's finished his talk.
Okay.
The thing is, I know you have it, but whatever you do, don't lose it.
Meanwhile, his celebrity target, Stephen Fry, prepares to go on stage.
Wow.
Special effects experts insert fake blood packs into his jacket in case Chris does pull the trigger during his performance. A few minutes before Stephen's talk begins, Chris takes a seat in the auditorium, unaware that hidden cameras are filming his every movement. The people surrounding him, who include security guards and firearms experts, know about the experiment. But the rest of the audience is here just to see Stephen Fry and has absolutely no idea of what could happen. After 17 minutes, he'll get his first trigger. What happens afterwards will determine whether this experiment succeeds or fails.
Thank you all. Good luck, everybody.
So, ladies and gentlemen, please give him a massive warm welcome, Mr. Stephen Fry.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, very kind. Thank you. Oh, my goodness. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. You're very, very sweet. Thank you for coming. It's incredibly kind of you to come to this this little event. I wanted to talk about an enthusiasm that has consumed me without me knowing it almost all my life. You'll understand why I say almost when I tell you about it. What I'm obviously thinking of is language. A few evolutionary things were necessary for mankind to speak language, but once we had language, then everything else followed. It is absolutely the spring of all we are. In our culture, we keep certain words in a special place in our brain. But I remember going to the Turkana people in northern Kenya. Kenya alone has 69 languages. And the Turkana people speak one which is related to only one of the other 69, the Nilo-Hamitic language. It's a beautiful language, it's rich, it's like English, it's full of, oh, there's always one, isn't there? God bless her. Thank you, well done. Amazing ideas, brilliant concepts, but it's been swamped. It's been swamped by Swahili. That's the problem, you see. These other languages like Swahili are swamping Africa, just as English is swamping Europe and the world and the internet, and Mandarin Chinese is swamping the Orient. No one really understands how to save a language or whether a language is worth saving. France, for example, has the language of Oxford. And the French have absolutely no interest, the rest of France, in saving it. Indeed, I went to visit the Académie Française, which I'm sure you've heard of, which is a very extraordinary institution. The Académie Française is for these ancient people who are great minds and thinkers, and they decide which words are allowed into the French language, which words are permissible, which words you might, if you like, say are forbidden, and which words are not forbidden. So they also make words up. Courriel, they decided, would be the word for email. They were not going to have l'email or l'email. Ordinateur, they decided, would be a computer, an ordinateur. And so they made up, words that were not allowed to enter the French language, which is, let's be honest, it's pissing into the wind. You can't.
One second. Stephen, happy get?
Oh, good.
Well done.
Phew.
Here we are. Cool. You're going to change your jacket. Thank you. I just explain what's going on here. This is the culmination of quite a few months' work to see whether it's a gentleman called Chris, who's currently in a hypnotic trance, see whether it's possible to hypnotically program a person to kill. Chris, as far as he's concerned, just carried out a real assassination. Stephen was in on that, and there was no danger at all. Here he is. Stephen, everybody, out you come. I'm talking to you now, Chris.
So I'm now going to count you away.
3, 2, 1.
Chicana is just one example, as I say, of 69 Kenyan languages. Swamping of language is a kind of tragedy. In the end, what I want to concentrate on, more than anything else, is language as a source of pride and beauty. All of you have language in your head. I hope you go out into the world a little more amazed.
Anything strange happened during the talk?
No.
I'm going to show you some footage of something that did happen. We actually had a camera on you. I know we didn't let you know that we were filming, which was important. Do you remember that woman in the polka dot dress?
No.
Don't remember her turning around talking to you?
No.
Remember that bit?
No.
Yes, at the moment you will have no memory of this at all, but you just assassinated a national treasure.
Yeah, you shot me.
Okay, so look, you know when you have a dream and you have no memory of it, and then somebody says something that just kind of triggers it, and then bit by bit it just starts to come back. And if you do think about it now, just start to think back for me. It's just like a mental block that you have there at the moment. And you can just start to let that go, and you can start to let it... What's coming back to you?
I remember the polka dot woman coming in there. And yeah, just kind of picking the gun up from the side like I was told.
Where did you think you were?
Nowhere, but if anywhere, it was closest to the range, because I could visualise the lights going down and the target, and picking it up felt like I was picking it off that bench.
Did you feel anything when you were aiming a loaded gun at Stephen?
Not really. No. Just felt like the outline of the target.
Wow.
It was like a dream that you could really visualise, but it's a dream which is so far-fetched you know it not to be true.
So you will not be responding anymore to the polka dot design that you've been... So tonight's experiment is about the mob mentality that emerges when we can act anonymously and as part of a crowd. And it's the kind of behavior that leads to lynch mobs and rioters, and even some soldiers to behave with extreme brutality. And to test this, we've got an audience next door who are watching what they think is a game show. And they're making nice or nasty decisions to affect the life of one guy called Chris, who doesn't know that he's taking part in all of this. But he is not the real subject of tonight's experiment. It is the audience itself. Welcome back to Remote Control, a brand new game show where the studio audience decides what happens to Chris, our unsuspecting member of the public. The audience are wearing masks to preserve their anonymity, and Chris, our target, has no idea that he's being filmed tonight. So, just before the break, our audience voted that Chris from Essex would have to cope with our angry boyfriend. So let's make it happen. So first, we are going to send the boyfriend off to the toilet. Lee, actor playing the boyfriend, would you please head off to the loo?
Say it. Right, I'm going for a piss.
There he goes.
I'm gonna get me, babes.
Leaving the girlfriend on her own.
I'll have a beck. Yeah?
All right.
Now she's going to go off and buy a drink at the bar, where the incident will occur.
Could I have, please, can I have a couple of becks, please? Cheers. Thanks very much. Excuse me.
Yeah?
Sorry. You just touched me up.
What?
I walked past you and then you pinched my ass.
No.
Well, I know it wasn't you because you were facing that way and it was you and you look fucking guilty, so can you just apologise? You just fucking touched my ass.
I genuinely didn't. Genuinely didn't.
No, I'm not making it up and you're making me look like a dick and it's really upsetting. Right, I'm here with a boyfriend. Even if I wasn't, I wouldn't be fucking interested in you, all right?
I'm really sorry.
Are you saying you didn't do it to me?
Honestly saying I didn't do it. Well, I'm sorry if I offended you, but I didn't.
Well, we have offended me, and you've offended me because now you're making me look like a liar and a dickhead.
Shall we send Lee out of the toilet? Boyfriend, come out the loo. Don't forget to wash your hands. Here he comes.
You won't believe what just happened.
What?
That bastard just touched me up.
Who?
That guy there, and he called me a liar.
What?
Just acted like he hadn't done it.
What one?
That one there.
What, in the
That
striped
guy
shirt?
right there in the striped shirt.
Oi, did you just touch my girl's ass?
Honestly, I didn't.
What do you mean, honestly, you didn't? She's not a liar, look at her. Did you just touch her ass?
No.
What do you mean, steady on? He's just touched her ass, look at her.
Genuinely didn't.
What do you mean, genuinely? She's not gonna fucking lie, she's been sat here all night. What do you think you're playing it? Do you think you can go up to girls and just fucking nip their ass, do you?
I've got a girlfriend at home and
I
I'm getting
don't
married
give a
next
fuck.
year.
What, and you're playing like that? Jesus Christ, who do you think you are?
I'm not,
Did he nip her ass? Oh, you didn't see, did you? Of course you didn't see. Mate, no, I'm gonna fucking calm down. Who do you think he's got a fucking fiancée and he's nipping her ass?
Didn't.
What do you mean you did? I don't believe you. Look at her. She's in fucking bits, mate.
Look at me in the eye.
I'm looking you in the eye. I'll look you right in the eye.
Yeah.
Call him a penis, Lee.
Fucking shit. You're fucking penis. Right, I tell you what, you and me, outside now. Come on. You and me, outside, right now, outside that fucking door, and we'll sort this out good and proper.
I don't want to. Hey, come on.
Listen, people like you make me sick. No, fuck off. No, people like you make me sick. What do you mean, mate? Don't fucking laugh. You know what he's doing. You want some as well? Would you do it as well, did you?
Come on,
It's not getting fucking ridiculous, babe. He's nicked your ass, and I'm not happy with it.
Come on, don't get...
Fucking apologise. Say sorry to her.
OK, that's great, Lee. You can back off.
Bang out of order.
Listen,
bang out of order.
I've done nothing.
Hey, well done keeping your cool there.
Well done, angry boyfriend. So the audience has started controlling Chris's life. And I think it's about time we found out a little bit more about Chris. So Dave, one of our producers, is waiting outside Chris's house in Colchester. There he is. Hi, Dave.
Hi.
Hello. And he has Chris's keys, which Chris's girlfriend has lent to us. And Dave is also wearing a head cam. Just give us a little nod, Dave. Thank you. Excellent. Very good indeed. So, audience, shall we go in and snoop around Chris's flat? Yeah! Excellent. OK, this should give us an insight into Chris's personality to help you make your decisions. So, go on. In you go.
Brilliant. Let's do it. Okay, let's have a look at what we've got. This is his living room. It's quite a nice living room. Oh my God.
That's him and his girlfriend, Chantel. Let's have a look at the DVDs. There's a lot of DVDs there. It's obviously a big thing in Chris's life. Any of mine there, Dave? Yes! We know he has exquisite taste.
Are they they're alphabetised?
No.
They're alphabetised?
Yeah, American Beauty. Go back.
They are,
American
look.
Beauty.
D.
Yes, they are. The A, Bs. Oh, that is hysterical.
Oh, my God.
I think he's obviously quite a meticulous guy, isn't he? Which means he wouldn't like order to be upset. Would you want to just change a few rounds? I think that would be annoying. Change a few rounds. And not just change the boxes, but actually take some of the discs out and switch them in. That's going to be really annoying, isn't it? All right, so let's get back to Chris. And it's time for decision number 2. So you may remember our nasty boyfriend from a little earlier on. Well, now one of two things is about to happen. You can either send the angry boyfriend back, this time to apologise and buy Chris a drink, or you can send over a waiter who insists that he pays for a round of drinks he hasn't ordered. Voiceover man, it's over to you.
Will you choose option A, an apology and a pint from Lee? Or option B, the barman asks him to pay for drinks he hasn't even ordered?
Audience, it's time for you to take remote control. Cast your votes now. So the votes are in, and once again, we have a clear majority of you in favour of the waiter overcharging. So, let's make it happen. So talking to the waiter now at the bar, you're going to go in and start charging him for drinks that he hasn't ordered. There he is, and you come now. Thank you very much.
Okay. All right, guys, that's top as 5.
Already paid. Sorry? Did you pay? You did pay, yeah, because I got the change.
Already paid for this, yeah. No, you haven't, guys. The guy with the beard, slightly stubble just there. No, guys, come on. Don't. I'm not fucking born yesterday.
If not, he walked over and gave me money when I come back from the toilet.
No. It's too bloody early on a Friday night to do this. I don't appreciate you just being here, drinking the bar dry and not bloody paying. I've had this for about half an hour. Right. Is that your first drink or your second drink?
My second drink.
Right, well, I think you might have had a bit more than that tonight.
Now, those people you can see outside are ex-Big Brother star Michelle Bass and a posse of promo girls, and we've arranged for them to be doing a little vodka promotion at the bar. So, should we get one of them to spill some drink over Chris? OK, waiter, you can back off now.
Chill out.
Excellent, nicely done, promo girls, is out the spillage. All down the shot. OK, great. All right, that was a little bit naughty, but to help you ramp up your future decisions, let's now meet a real person from Chris's life, work colleague Jenny. Welcome, Jenny, everybody. Hi, Jenny. Hello, lovely to meet you. So this is Jenny, and Jenny works with Chris, and she's about to make an important phone call to him. So, first of all, how long you known Chris for? How long you worked with him?
3 years now.
And what's he like at work?
Oh, he's good fun. He's a practical joker. So this is like sort of payback.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Payback for him. He's a bit of a joker around the office. That's fantastic. So how do you think he's doing so far?
Fantastic. Bring it on.
Bring it on. Excellent. All right, so you know what you're going to do.
Yes, I do.
Jenny's going to make an important phone call to Chris, which we're going to follow up later on in the show. So, Jenny, you know what you've got to do. Off you go.
Here we go. You better answer.
You better answer.
Back for 10 o'clock.
Hi, Chris, it's Jenny. Are you going to have your phone on you for the next 15 minutes or so? Right, because I need to talk to you about something important, but I really have to go now. I'll call you soon, right? OK, bye.
OK, brilliant. He's put his phone away. Round of applause for Jenny. Thank you very much, Jenny. We'll come back to you now later. Good. All right. So, audience, later on, you'll be making a decision. Will Jenny be calling him back to tell him some really good news, or some really awful news. That will be up to you. So he's got no idea that things could be about to get a whole lot worse, but that's in the hands of our wonderful studio audience tonight. Now, Chris has no idea that he's the star of my show or that everything that happens tonight is being filmed on hidden cameras. We've also got a camera and a producer in his flat. Now, producer Dave, what have you got for us this time? You're having a sandwich. What have you had yourself? Nice. That looks nice. What's in there? What you got?
Beef. I've got beef.
Beef and
sandwich.
protein shake.
It's got good tasting food, a little bit of orange juice. I've seen his laundry basket in here.
Oh, yeah?
Not that I really want to do this, but I figure we could find out a little bit more about him by what he's been wearing lately. Oh, look, little Star Wars socks. Nice.
Star Wars socks. Fantastic. It's quite a childish streak with the Star Wars socks and the comic book pants, which maybe ties in with him being a practical joker and playing jokes on people at work.
He's got his laptop here.
Oh,
so I'm going to have
internet
a look.
history. Look at his internet history.
Internet history.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yes.
They would like you to look at his
I think
internet
so.
history, Dave. Do you know how to use it?
Oh, I know how to use a computer. So,
Did you just log into his account? Do we know his password?
Didn't have a password. Foolish.
Didn't need a password, okay.
Internet history.
Anything dodgy on it, please let there be some porn.
He's got nothing on it.
What you got? Just, oh, come on.
He's wiped his history. He's wiped his history.
A clear indictment.
He's been doing something dodgy. That's it. That's his kitchen, and it's quite nice.
Let's have a look at the bathroom. Yeah. No, let's go. Let's go up to the bathroom. Let's have a look.
That is
fantastic arse.
Thanks. Right, bathroom. That's pretty clean. What
do we got? Presumably quite a few hair products and that kind of thing.
No, it's nice enough stuff. It's clean-rimmed bath, shall we say?
He's got a clean rim. That's always good.
He's got a clean rim.
How's the sink? Anything else?
The sink.
Is he generally quite clean?
Yeah,
he seemed quite meticulous.
It's pretty clean. Oh, hang on. Oh, God. That's a fingernail, isn't it?
Nice. Can you give it a little bend? Little bend. Nice. So not as meticulous as maybe it likes up here.
Oh.
All right, lose it, Dave. That's disgusting. All right, thank you, Dave. We'll come back to you in a bit. All right, thank you, Dave. So, I'm now going to give Chris's friend Sibley his cue. Now, the cue is to suggest to Chris that after the night that they've had, they're better off going to the shop, buying some beers, and then going back to Chris's flat. What do you, my lovely audience, want to happen when they get to the shop? Either Chris will be the shop's 5,000th customer and win a basket full of goodies, or you can have him framed for shoplifting. Voiceover man, those options again, please.
So, will you choose option A, he's the shop's lucky 5,000th customer? Or option B, he's accused of shoplifting?
Audience, it's time for you to take control. Remote control, so cast your votes now. The votes have been counted. We now have 60% of you. 60% of you have chosen that he gets framed for shoplifting. OK, so let's go over to the shop and make it happen. Hello, shop. Can you hear us in the shop? Faye, give us a wave if you can hear us. Faye, can you hear us? Give us a wave if you can. Stand blankly and do nothing if you can hear us. Faye, can you hear me, Faye? Faye, if you can hear me, I need you to give us a wave. Faye, give me a wave. Hey! That's a hell of a... All right. OK, so we are going with a shoplifting scenario. You can lose the sashes and the hats. Repeat, lose the sashes and the hats. We are going shoplifting. We are not going 5,000th customer. Get rid of them. Okay, so I now need to give the cue to Sibley. That's Sibley there in the orange shirt, who's going to suggest that they now leave after the night they've had.
Rocky.
Yeah. I go.
Have a good evening.
Take
care.
Cheers. Right,
Cheers,
I'm
mate.
actually going to poo myself before going to...
Very nice, all looking very friendly. That's Sibley's bag. That might be important in a minute. And off they go. So they're going to be leaving this bar, and the shop they're heading to is only a couple of doors down. Sibley knows to make sure they go into the shop. Our shop actors are waiting. So here's how this is going to work. All night, Chris's friend Sibley has been carrying a bag. You can see him holding that bag there. And in a moment, Sibley is going to get the cue to leave the shop, but leaving the bag containing stolen goods with Chris. So once Sibley is gone, Chris is going to be accused of shoplifting. All right, so let's go over to the shop and make it happen. So, Faye, who is our shop assistant actor. Faye, can you go over and give Sibley his cue, please?
Yeah, we've got James and Hannah coming around tomorrow night.
Hello, can I help you?
James and Hannah. We're all right, thanks. We're loading up a beer. That's the thing. Actually, my bladder's kicking off from big time.
That was his cue.
Run back and meet Towing. Yeah, look, seriously. Take that. Hold my bag. I'll see you soon.
He's nipping off to the loo.
Hang your loading, default. Yeah, standard. Yeah, I'll see you there.
So the shopkeeper won't accuse him of anything until he comes to the till to actually pay for what he's got in the basket. And here we go.
Is that it?
That's it, thank you.
You sure?
Yeah.
You sure that's it?
That's everything I put in the basket, yeah.
But what about the stuff that you put in your bag?
I don't put anything in it. It's my mate's bag.
No, I've seen you just now. Just put something in your bag. Yes.
What?
Right. You're just taking that from there. That's not your mate bag.
Why would I take? Why
No.
would I take always?
That's right. Why would you take panty liners and peas? Why would you? What are you doing with panty liners and peas? Listen, it's not like that. Faye, can you lock the door? Look,
That's my mate. That's my
No,
mate's
I'm going
bag.
to have to call the police here.
Faye, you need to call the police.
Yeah, call the police, please, Faye.
Because I promise I have not done anything wrong. Okay?
For a man to nick panty liners and peas.
So the police have been called.
I swear to you.
Look, that's your bag, isn't it?
That's my mate's bag. He ran off.
Do you know what? I think I've seen your face here before. You've been in the shop before, haven't you?
Never been in the shop before.
I think you have.
Never.
Because we've had a lot of
Okay, the police should be coming in about 20 seconds.
Your face does ring a bell.
Okay, can we send in the police? They should be just around the corner. Here they come. They'll be coming in. Of course, there'll be some CCTV footage to answer this once and for all.
What's your name, sir?
My name's Chris Corbett. I'm happy to look at the security cameras to prove my innocence because I did not put them in there.
We've got the security
We're going to sort this out now.
Yeah.
We'll just have a look at this, okay? And just explain. You stay here.
Yeah, because I did not put them in there.
Spare this 1 minute.
Honestly,
No, don't shake my hand.
Just stay with my colleague.
In the rest of the phone.
Okay, so they are off to look at some CCTV. And when they emerge, they're going to say one of two things. Either there's nothing on the footage and they're going to let him off, or the footage clearly shows Chris stealing the goods and the policeman will arrest him. Audience, it's time for you to make your fifth decision of the night. Voiceover man, those options again, please.
Will you choose option A, he gets let off scot-free, or option B, he gets arrested?
Audience, it's time for you to take remote control. Cast your votes now. Thank you very much. Your votes are in, and I can now reveal to you that the majority of you have gone for the arrest. So let's get the shop assistant. Let's get Faye, the shop assistant, to cue the police and make it happen. That's the cue.
So I told you, yeah. It's just a thief, that's what it is.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what. I've viewed the tape with the storeholder, okay? And it seems to me there's a question to answer. So what? Yeah, it doesn't look right to me. You know?
He's a thief. You should be ashamed of
So
yourself.
I mean,
So-
from a small shop, I'm picking these
All right,
items
sir.
up. Panty
All right,
lines
sir.
on
All right,
ends.
all right. At the moment, what we need to do is take you down to the station, and we're going to sort it out. You don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you fail to mention one question or something else.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, they're taking him out. They're going to put him in the van.
What they got you for, mate?
Sit there, mate, on this side.
Yep. He's been feeding from that shop.
Okay, off they go. All right, now, he's in the van. They're taking him off to the police station. Now, you remember Chris's colleague, Jenny, from earlier on. Let's get back to her to now have her make the call with the good or the bad news. Now, she's going to tell him one of two things. Either she's won a brand new TV and she's going to give it to Chris, or she's going to tell him that he's going to get fired on Monday. Over to you, voiceover man.
Will you choose option A, he gets a brand new telly, or option B, he's going to get fired on Monday?
Audience, it's time for you to take remote control. Cast your votes now. Excellent. Thank you very much, audience. You are a bunch of meanies. We have 67% have voted for you. Voted that he's going to get fired. So let's talk to Jenny and make it happen. Jenny, come back. I'm sorry. The audience have spoken. So you're going to make the call. You know the story. He's in the police van at the moment.
Oh, he's having such a bad night.
He is having a bad night, but it'll be fine in the end. So, do you want to give him a call and explain to him what's happened?
Okay.
No, sorry, I've just got a phone. Hello?
Hi, Chris. You all right?
Not at the minute. I'm in a police van. I can't talk at the minute.
What? Oh, are you kidding me?
No, genuinely. I genuinely can't talk at the minute.
I don't believe you. But anyway, I've got some, some bad news for you.
What's that?
I was copied in on an email at work.
Right.
And it's about redundancies, and mine and your name are on the list.
Seriously?
Seriously, we have to. I was supposed to have leave on Monday. I have to come back early and face the music.
So we've got to go in on Monday?
Yeah, we're going to get told on Monday. Yeah.
Oh,
Officially.
That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
I'm really sorry about that. I just thought best that you know, really.
Okay.
All right. All right. Anyway.
Okay.
All right. Take care. See you on Monday. Bye. Bye.
Okay, good. So, what would you like?
Devastating, I think.
Excellent. So, our target, Chris. Our target, Chris, is currently being driven around by the police in the back of a van. Now, we clearly can't have the policemen take Chris to the station, mainly because they're not real policemen and they don't work at a real police station. So instead, the police are going to get an emergency call, let him off with a caution, and drop him near his flat. But before we do that, do you want to make the next decision about his life? Yeah! All right, first of all, thank you, Jenny. You're going to let you head off now. Thank you. Right, Jenny, everybody. Thank you, Jenny. All right. So, either this evening, you can end his evening here on a happy note and let him go back to his flat, where Dave will give him a £10,000 cash prize. Or he doesn't win the prize and you keep things going and have him kidnapped by a van load of thugs and taken to a disused warehouse. Voiceover man, the options, please.
Will you choose option A, let him go home and win a cash prize, or option B, he gets kidnapped?
Audience, it's time for you to take remote control. Cast your votes now. Okay, the votes have been locked in. And yes, we have the results. The audience are in control of Chris's life. Now, before we find out their latest decision, we're going to go back to Chris's flat, where one of our producers, Dave, has been poking around all night. Dave, Chris has no idea that you've been there all night, has he?
No, he has no idea.
Excellent. So let's take this to the next level and go through to the bedroom. Those are words that Dave has never heard before in his life.
Let's have a look. Nice big bed. Let's try this one out.
Hang on, they're shouting out suggestions. What was that? Underwear drawer, they're saying. Underwear drawer.
Underwear drawers? Where's that going to be?
What do you want him to do with the underwear drawer?
Oh, look. Ooh. What was that?
They said put it on. Don't put it on, don't put it on. What else have we got in the room? Show us around the room. What else is in the room?
What else have we got? We've got his wardrobe with a look. Special taste in clothes.
Hang on, they want you to look in the bedside table. Lady was shouting out bedside table.
Here, this one. We've got...
Oh, this could be...
Well, let's have a look.
Do you want his sheets? Sniff his sheets.
What am I doing?
Sniff.
I can't hear what I'm doing.
Sniff his sheets.
Sniff his feet.
Sheets. Sniff his sheets.
Lick his sheet.
Sniff his sheets. Ah, that's all right. That's
More hair.
Just trash his room.
This one.
Trash his room.
That's
They're saying trash the room, okay? Show us the room, show us around the room. Show us what we got in the room. We haven't seen the room. What else has he got?
What else have we got? We've got TV, Xbox, his wardrobe, baseball bat.
What was that?
Weird bin!
Smash his telly! Smash it, hang on, can we smash his telly? I don't know if we can smash his telly. Do we want to smash his telly? They want you to smash the telly, Dave.
It's a good thing I brought these.
All right. Dave had with him, we thought you might say something like this. Dave does have with him some goggles and gloves in case this became destructive, as we thought it may do.
Then, I think we should do this. Can I get a countdown? Can I get a countdown?
3, 2, 1.
Go on! We are getting word from the police. We are told our fake policemen are getting close to dropping Chris off near his flat. So it's time to announce the results of our latest vote. Remember, it was a choice between Chris coming home and winning a £10,000 cash prize, which you have, Dave. Do you have the money? Do you have the £10,000?
Yes.
Dave, show us the money. Quick. That's it. That's the prize. Or being kidnapped by a van load of thugs. We have the votes. The votes have been counted, and you, the majority, have voted for the kidnap. So let's make it happen. Let's make it happen. All right, so you are on, kidnappers. You need to go in and kidnap Chris when he gets out the police van. So this is not far from Chris's house. They are very close. I'm being told they're very, very close. Not that I'm being told about 10 seconds away. This is live now as you're watching at home. Here they come, here they come. We have a disused warehouse at the ready. It has not been his night. It's about to get worse. Oh. So they've let him off with a caution. We had some people call the police and say that they got an emergency call out. So they've let him off. Here come the kidnappers. Hang on a second. Hang on, can we hold it? Can we lose? One second. I can't hear, there's too many of you talking.
We're just waiting to find out. I want to do it. We're just waiting to find out. As soon as we know anything, I'll probably
Why are you still filming? Inappropriate.
Okay, so this show that you've seen is part of 4 1-hours called The Experiment. And tonight's experiment is about something called de-individuation, which is what happens when people become anonymous and the sort of behaviour that it brings out. Now, people watching this at home will have heard me say that everything that we're going to see in the next 50 minutes was unfaked. That was true. But that 50 minutes was up 3 minutes ago, which was when we cut to the kidnap scene. And from that moment, we're actually playing pre-recorded footage, so Chris didn't get run over. It was our stuntman, Will. And we treated this film to make it look like it was happening this evening, even though it was actually shot during the daytime. And we already brought 2 identical shirts, one for our stuntman, and one which we got Chris's girlfriend to give to Chris and make sure that he wore it tonight.
Okay, cut. Float back.
You all right, mate? Yeah. So our stuntman was unharmed, and Chris, of course, is absolutely fine. And what actually happened to him earlier on was that he was dropped back at his flat, where he found a brand new replacement TV waiting for him and a letter from me explaining what's been happening to him tonight. You, the audience, have been the real subjects of tonight's show. We gave you the masks so you could feel anonymous and just a part of a crowd. And as the evening progressed, you became less and less like individuals and more like a mob. You were affecting a real person, even to the point where you were happy for him to think he'd lost his job and were cheering for his property to be destroyed. You all genuinely voted. Each time, the majority gave us the negative decision. Each time, we always had a positive decision there, and the positive decision was always ready to run, but you genuinely, each time, voted for those situations to get worse and worse, which is something we all do. It's something we're all capable of. We've all been guilty of this mob mentality at some point in our lives. And this experiment has been to show how easily it can happen. Thank you, and good night.